It's been another interesting week in reality TV, with Bethenny Frankel making waves with part one of her interview with the Vanderpump Rules star Raquel Leviss. We get into all that, plus some Big Brother news and lots of tea from 90 Day The Last Resort in this week's Reality Wrap.
Let's talk Bethenny. I think that's probably the biggest, most explosive thing this weekend. I have a lot of thoughts.
I have so many thoughts about Bethenny and this. Bethenny and this interview with Raquel, it bothers me so much because I just don't feel like Bethenny has good intentions.
Never.
I really don't.
Bethenny is always about Bethenny. And that's why I've tried to figure out why she's doing this reality reckoning. Why does she want to unionize? What's up, Bethenny? Like, the idea behind the whole unionization, I love it. I support it. I think it's a great idea. I think that, and I've heard a lot of people say this, so it's not an original thought, think that she has ulterior motives. She's definitely not doing this for the good of anyone but herself. And I think Raquel's interview proved that point, drove it home.
Shawnee, I was just sitting there like, Raquel, you're being used again.
Yep.
She's using her for likes and clicks. And why do you not realize this?
Well, they sat there and talked all about being exploited for reality TV by Bravo.
While being exploited.
I want to know how much Bethenny has made from that interview.
The ads and the black. And you know what was interesting, Shawnee? Which was so funny to me too. Bethenny was like, because I think you get paid less than my interns. Only to hear that Raquel got paid $360,000. That's for like 3 months of filming.
For one season.
How do I apply to be one of Bethenny's?
I know. I'll go act a fool for that.
How do I apply to be one of Bethenny's interns?
You know her interns are not making $360,000 a year. They're not.
You know her interns are like, what? So does she owe me some money or?
I feel like her interns probably don't make six figures because, I mean, first of all, who pays interns? There was like a big to-do
stipend
last year or a year before. The Kardashians interns, there was a big expose on being asked to work for free because, you know, it's clout, it's experience.
Because you're an intern.
Just being able to say, I was like so-and-so's intern on your resume, blah, blah, blah. And I saw the ad for it and it was like, you know, all the great things that would come of it, basically exposure. As a writer, when people offer you exposure in return for your time and your hard work, it's like, nah. No, thank you.
I am just like, when Bethenny said that, I was like, this is so dramatic and I don't believe a word of it. No. Who pays their interns $360,000?
No.
More. Because she said, you're getting less than my interns. And
I think that they were trying to like say, because, you know, Raquel made the claim that she didn't make a single penny off of Scandoval.
Of the Scandoval thing, right?
Yeah, I think that's what they were referencing is like, you made less than my interns and the interns obviously either make nothing or close to it.
Yeah, but of course she made less than her interns if they're talking about that, because you'd have to be like Lala and make your own t-shirts and capitalize off that, but you went into hiding. So what are people supposed to do? Do it and give you some money from that?
Right. I mean, when they negotiate contracts for the new season, that's based on what they think you're going to do drama-wise. If you do something amazing and it makes the show blow up, they're not going to be like, here's a bonus check that we never promised you. That's weird.
Yeah, and then it happened off the show and then it came back and film, and I'm sure you got paid when you came back and filmed. So if you're going to have to capitalize on that like Lala did, and she got the down payment for her house with her t-shirts. Right. So Bethenny rubs me the wrong way, and I just feel like I don't find anything genuine about what she's doing. And I feel like poor Raquel thinks that, she's taking me under her wing, she cares, and I feel sad for Raquel. No, I really do.
Yes,
I really feel like she wants somebody to trust and Bethenny's not it.
No, and they're saying that that Raquel was the one to reach out to Bethenny. Well, I don't think that's justification in Bethenny being like, yeah, let's do this interview that I'm gonna make a bunch of money off of, and you're not.
And then Bethenny was like, why would I reach out to you to get paid zero?
Right.
And then in the interview, of course, Bethenny has to talk about Bethenny. So Bethenny was like, so why me? Why did you decide? I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So,
I've really tried to like Bethenny, but
Shawnee, I tried. I really tried to like her.
done some good things, like with Be Strong. But even then,
Yes.
I really think that it's all about her, you know? Yes, she's helped a lot of people, but I think that she does it so that she can tell people that she's helped
a lot of people. Right. The constant telling me about it is like, how many times are you going to shove it down my throat? That's your yes.
Right.
Stop. My belly is full with you shoving this down my throat. I get it. But you know what was interesting though, Shawnee? Because Raquel didn't say anything that we didn't know. It was just all
she didn't take responsibility. She didn't say, yes, I knew this man was taken and I did it anyway because that's what I wanted, because it was thrilling and it was fun.
Yeah.
She didn't own it. I mean,
she didn't own it, and then she had Bethenny backing her up there to not own it. Now she has this big bad Bethenny with her. Of course she's not gonna own anything.
Big bad Bethenny.
Yeah, she wants just Bethenny like, yeah, they did this to you. And yeah.
I mean, you're right. The feeling that I got, or I guess the tone of it was like, it was almost like she was set up to do this thing or whatever. Like they didn't come to Raquel and be like, hey, go sleep with Tom because it'll make great press for us.
Yeah.
So you did, and then you.
Yeah.
And nobody, not him or her, would be sorry about any of it if they hadn't got caught.
And also, I don't think are still sorry about it. No. They're just sorry about the backlash from it. And by they, I mean Raquel, because Tom could care less.
Tom doesn't care. He's moved on. He's making plenty of money from it. He went on tour.
Making money, getting girls. And Shawnee, do you realize that Tom is back in the group? No,
yeah,
Tom is like...
Right back to it.
But this is
he is the cheater.
But this is what annoys me. So Raquel, she is still over there, has zero friends, just clinging to Bethenny. And Tom is back like nothing happened. They're like, oh, Tom and Tom are besties again. I'm like,
yep. And I mean, wasn't it Lala that hugged on him? And Ariana defended it, like, you know. So they're all back to it. I wonder how they would treat her if she was coming. She's not coming back for the season.
She's not coming back, and they would treat her like garbage if she came back.
Exactly. It would be an attack on Raquel or Rachel. I guess she wants to be Rachel now.
Can't keep up. I don't know. Whatever she wants to be called, I'm fine calling her, but just tell me which one. Because even in the interview, didn't they call her Raquel?
Yeah, she explained that like her friends call her Raquel, but her parents call her Rachel.
To Rachel. But which one? Who are we? Are we her friends? What do we call her?
I mean, I don't feel like her friend. I wouldn't want a friend that was like that.
Sleeping with my man. But you know what, though? Also, Shawnee, I'm going to be very honest with you. When I tell you I'm done with this thing, I'm done with them. I'm done with them beating this dead horse. By the way, I'm extra triggered because Beverly Hills is going on now, the old season with like Brandy. And I'm looking here watching Miss Sheena in front of Brandy's face, bawling after cheating with this man's husband. And I'm like, Sheena, what? Nothing came of it. Sheena is like, in the scene here, Sheena to Brandy, he took me on vacations. He bought me jewelry. Brandy was like, I get it. You slept with my husband. You don't need to. Nothing came. Charlie, we didn't bat an eyelash. How did Sheena get away with this?
A lot of women are like that. That's all I can say. A lot of women are like that.
Brandy was married with 2 kids. So I'm over it. I'm over it now. I'm not bashing this poor girl anymore. And especially, I feel like she's extremely... Would I want to be friends with Raquel? Absolutely not. Because, like, I don't need friends like that. I don't need to be worrying. But also, do I think we still need to be bashing this girl and whatever? Let her be now. Because...
With the show, she's good, you know? She's not...
But this is why I just feel bad for Raquel and whoever her team is. They made a bad decision in having her do this. Because... things were dying down. We saw glimpses of her somewhere, and now it's all come back up again because of this Bethenny interview.
The headlines are as big as ever. Yeah,
and she can't handle this sort of thing. So what are we doing?
I feel like she needs to go back to therapy. Go straight back to that resort place you were staying in.
She's gonna have to go back because she's just pissing people off all over again who were like kind of forgetting about it. She's like, Ariana was never my best friend. We were never best friends. We were John. I'm just like,
They were close enough.
the mere fact that I know you, Shawnee, just the fact that I know you and your man is enough for me.
Right.
Why do we need to be best friends for me to not sleep with your man? It's absurd.
It is. It's crazy. Like that's some sort of justification that makes it not as bad. I think that they were trying to say that like everybody else from BPR has cheated and slept around, and that's not a lie.
Fact.
And nobody freaks out about it, and that's not a lie. I mean, it makes headlines, and it definitely like got ratings for the show over the years, but it's never been like Scandival was like.
Sean,
We had people who didn't know who these people were, who are like Vanderpump Rules experts because of Scandival.
Right.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, to that extent, I understand what she was trying to say. Not just
no, I get what she was trying to say for sure. Like, if you're all cheaters, what are we doing?
Still, they can miss me with that.
I'm so over them all, and I'm gonna watch 2 episodes of the new season, and that's it. Okay, that's it.
Just get an idea of what's going. You'll get hooked. They'll get you. I just hope that they don't spend the whole season talking about Scandival.
All right, my new obsession is 90 Day, the last resort. I'm already obsessed. 1 episode in.
You know I am too. I cannot get enough of this train wreck. I feel like a lot of people are saying that they weren't going to watch it, but I can't stop watching it. Like,
what's these people claiming they're not going to watch it? Shut up.
I feel like they are. The first episode really wasn't that bad. I did think it was incredibly classless. Big shock. Very classless of Angela to hit on the guy that worked at the resort straight out the gate, talking about like, we might be having dinner. Ew. If I was, I would be furious.
But also, Angela hits on these guys and they never seem remotely interested. It's why it's even more embarrassing. No. Like if you get a little hint and you're playing around and it's cute, but when the person is clearly uncomfortable and has zero interest, it's like, ma'am.
I was just like, yeah, no.
What do we do? By the way, Asuelu and Kalani, I cannot.
You know what? On one hand, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
No.
What she did is not going to fix her marriage.
Not going to fix it.
On the other hand, it was watching the way his eyes got big when she was like, oh yeah, I took the hall pass. Yep. And I did more than kiss him.
Called your bluff.
You know what? He deserved that.
Johnny, he deserves every bit. Like, how dare. First of all, my real question is, who on earth watches Asuelu on TV and says, yep, I want that guy. Like, who aside from Kalani wants Asuelu? I thought Kalani was the only person in the world who wants it. And how is she finding people to cheat on her with?
Kind of fun,
Johnny, he's a 5-year-old boy. It's weird to me. Asuelu reminds me of just like a kid.
He is. He's an overgrown child, but
it's just uncomfortable. It's just weird and not attractive.
He's kind of cute.
He's cute.
Like dopey boy.
He's a cute guy, Shawnee. But the minute he starts talking, I'm just
no. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, he doesn't have to talk. And you don't have to see him again.
Fabulous. Like, look at
the people he was messing with ever saw him again?
And nobody has ever come out. Have we ever done like a story on like somebody came out to say, because first of all, if I mess with Asuelu, I'm telling nobody. Right. So I don't blame.
Maybe that's why they kept it a secret for so long, because they weren't exactly proud and bragging.
I'm not admitting this at all. Like, it was not me you saw. I have a twin. I do not know this man. But however, I'm gonna go very far back. Do you think the Winter and Asuelu thing was actually a thing?
I think that there was definitely some flirting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to guess. I mean, yeah. I think there was definitely some flirting going on. Mm-hmm. Maybe they had like a little banter back and forth. I don't think anything happened.
Right.
Honestly, I don't want to believe that Winter would stoop that low.
So embarrassing for Winter. I looked at Winter differently when I saw it. I'm like, really, Winter? Like, really?
Right. But I mean, when you're out with like the group of castmates or,
drinking and whatever,
camaraderie or whatever, drinking and partying and having a good time, I could see flirting a little bit and You know,
I'm not flirting with a Swelu who I know is married. Number one, I don't care how drunk I am.
right?
Like, it's not like it's a stranger who you don't know anything about. We've seen a Swelu the day he came to America and married Kalani.
We saw him in the airport dancing.
Right. That was so.
I would absolutely die if I went to pick my man up from the airport and
Honey, I'm
he met me at the airport in his little shirt.
You know, watch that episode yesterday on TLC. They were showing it because my TLC is a whole different ball game. It just shows whatever we wants to show. So that was showing yesterday, and I was like,
right,
cringe.
But that was how he showed her he loved her. He was being appreciative and excited, and he wanted to do a little dance.
You love me like that in public? Please dance at home.
Right.
Like, what do you do? First of all, those things in general embarrasses me. Do not serenade me in front of a crowd. Shawnee, while you're doing what you're doing, what is happening with my face? Am I smiling for 10 minutes while you're dancing? What am I doing?
Blushing.
Blushing for 10 whole minutes? Like, hate that. Do not do that.
Right.
Speaking
of like these couples though, out of all of them, I feel like Jovi and Yara need to go home.
Jovi and Yara have no business being on this show, except you know what I feel? They wanted a young couple. Because you realize all the other couples are kind of 40s, 50s, and old. I think they wanted a young couple in the mix, and that's why they called.
But it's also the ones that would, A, be willing to do it.
Right.
And B, they're a draw. I mean, every single couple that's on there is a draw. They bring the ratings.
Yeah.
Like, people say they don't watch them. They absolutely watch them, or they would not be bringing them back over and over.
Yeah, they were getting 0 views, they'd be gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, out of all of them, I think maybe Molly and Kelly are the least of the draw, but Molly has always been a draw on her own.
Yeah, Molly does well.
This is all just high ratings people is what this is. And Yara
they have a solid group.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But Yara and Jovi, Yara is like, we have communication issues. Yara, go home. We all have communication issues, ma'am.
Right? We know you're going to get an apartment in Europe so you can go to Europe and visit, and then you're going to go back to New Orleans. We know this. I'm over it.
The couples whose marriages are on the brink.
Right.
Meanwhile, Yara, yes, we have communication. You're not on the brink of nothing. Stop.
Right.
Really? But do you think that's the secret, that she's like, that's the secret that she's
the apartment? I think she does. Either that or she's like lined it up or something.
Some persons were saying that she also could be that she's on birth control or something. I don't think it's anything as dramatic as they're making it seem. Obviously,
wouldn't it be awesome if she was like, I'm pregnant?
Oh gosh, yeah, that would be shocking.
That would be a shocking secret.
But she said Jovi is gonna be she said Jovi's not gonna be happy, but Jovi wants her to get pregnant.
Okay, I missed that part. So that's not the secret.
The way she said when Jovi finds out, it's gonna be like he's not gonna be too happy.
Right. I think that it's the apartment.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So
I think so too. Well, we'll see. But Yara and Jovi, you're fine. You're not on the brink of anything. Right. You're staying together. Stop. But you look adorable. So okay.
Right. Exactly. They're our Ken and Barbie couple is what they are.
So cute.
They are. And their baby, I love her. She is so pretty.
A little doll. I actually love. Listen.
How did Vasuelu and Kalani bring their kids and we don't get to see their baby?
So the kids are there?
Yes. They were up in the clip. Like you saw them driving to the resort. They were buckled in the seatbelts and at the resort in the hotel room. The kids are there. I don't know if
and Mila's there too.
No.
Okay.
And the Swalu's kids are there. I'm pretty sure Mila's with grandma.
Probably, yeah.
So,
Yeah, Kalani's kid. I'm so obsessed with Kalani. Kalani is just so stunning to me. And just her personality. I love Kalani. And she just has Asuelu dragging her down.
I want to see who her hall pass is. I wonder if it's the guy with the hand tattoo we keep seeing.
I'm wondering if the hall pass is now the boyfriend. A twist.
I hope so.
And apparently, I feel like we're gonna see him at the end.
I hope so.
I think we're gonna see.
They'll bring him in, or at the reunion. Are we doing a reunion? That would be awesome.
Asuelu would faint and cry. Crying. Like you're cheating on me.
Because he knows that she's now realized that he wasn't all that and has moved on.
Which we saw the day he arrived at the airport and danced the dance. We kind of knew. But you know what annoys me about Asuelu? Hey, people like that are trying to play the victim. You've been cheating for years. Why are you crying? Shouldn't I be crying?
I know, right? You don't have the right to cry. It's not your
upstairs.
It's not. You don't have permission to do that.
Stop it. You cheat on me and you're crying.
Right.
Asuelu is a mess. Did you see? It wasn't even that big of a thing. If you want to discuss it, the Jalen and Fallon.
I just don't even know where he's getting started with all that. Didn't he work for her as an assistant before while she was married to Simon? And they split, and then suddenly Phelan and Jalen were together, and it was like, oh, but we didn't cheat.
But that's the thing, they didn't split. They were together while she was still married to Simon, right? And still together. He's saying, and used the wrong word about she groomed him. I was so mad. Because you're not a child. Stop it.
Like that.
And also you have a child together. So what is the point of bashing the mother of your child at this point? Claiming that she groomed him. I think he was trying to say she tricked him by saying all these things about Simon when they were together. Like Simon was treating me this way. Simon was treating me that way. Like setting him up to like feel bad for her. And that's kind of how they slipped into the cheating.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised with it.
Right, so he says that's what happened.
He was a
grown adult. And then the next day now, of course, he had to go online and apologize for claiming she groomed him. Because what is wrong with you?
I'm sure he got hit with a cease and desist.
And then Fallon, of course, heard about it and had a shirt made that says, I groomed him.
She's getting her bag based off of this mess.
And he mentioned that in the interview.
I don't know about you though, but I am not buying a t-shirt that says I groomed him. Ew.
That is not funny ever.
Not even a little bit.
Like there will not be a point when when you say, all right, soon we laugh about this. Never.
Maybe if she had it say like not a groomer.
But not I groomed him. Or something, or he was groomed. He mentioned that in the statement as well. Was like, my ex is mocking the situation. I'm like, dear Lord, sir, go away.
Mock it too.
But what do you want her to do? She can't respond because you're so ridiculous.
Right? How do you respond?
And now, Portia and her guys just living their best lives. And
I'm sure they're having a great laugh about all of this.
Just scrolling and cracking up. Look at your ex. Awkward. very.
I don't even know what else to say about that except I'm surprised it didn't work because they got together under shady circumstances.
And he said, which makes it seem like she's cheating already. He said the same way I got her is the same way I lost her. That's what he said in the interview.
Well, that would explain all the nastiness.
Yeah. So she's just
a mess.
You wanted to talk about Janelle.
I think there's a lot going on in the Evans/Eason household right now.
Teen mom craziness.
Oh my gosh. Well, earlier this week before the whole runaway situation, Nell and David have been fighting online. I don't understand. It's one thing that I'll never do is put my relationship issues online.
Why do they keep doing that?
I don't know, because they put them online. We all write about it, talk about it. It's posted in all of the teen mom groups. Everybody's chattering about it. And then they get mad at us for chatting about it. You put it online.
You told us. We didn't come into your home and notice you were fighting. You put it on social media.
Right. So, obviously they're fighting again. Janelle's sick of David. David's sick of Janelle. Who knows what... If it's made it to the online in the way that it has, I feel like in the house it has to be explosive.
Yeah.
Janelle came out and said that they don't argue in front of the kids. I also don't believe a single word that comes out of her mouth.
I don't believe that for a second.
Right.
I think
seen over the years that we cannot believe things like that.
I don't believe it for a second. Please.
For there's that. I think that that's an issue. She's also posted online not to listen to a single thing that her mother says. Her mom doesn't know what's going on. The truth will come out. The truth will prevail, I believe is what she posted. But she says, don't listen to Barbara Evans. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Mm-hmm. Barbara spoke to MTV, apparently. All I know is I saw a headline. I don't know if she called him up or what, but Barbara has been putting it out there that Jace was on ADHD medication.
Right.
And Janelle took him off.
Why would you do that? That's what I saw Barbara saying. Mm-hmm. Why would you take him off his medication?
She's saying that that's what has preceded the issues at school, which makes absolute sense. If the kid needs ADHD medicine and he is not medicated at school, of course he's getting in trouble. That's par for the course. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's true, if it's not true. Who knows? Janelle said that the truth will come out eventually or whatever.
Where was Jace though? So I saw that he ran away. Then I saw that he's been with her. But where did he go and why did he run away? What is Janelle saying about it?
I have seen two different stories. Mm-hmm. I have seen one story that he got in trouble at school and then ran off of the school grounds and the principal called 911.
Okay.
I've seen her version, which is that he got in trouble at school. And so when he came home, they took his phone away and he ran away because he was mad.
Okay.
I don't know which version is true. However, there is a story out there saying that they were able to track him down based on his Snapchat history, like his Snapchat location.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Janelle says that's not true. So
what is she said that's not true, but what? So how did they find it?
I mean, they couldn't do it if he didn't have his phone.
Mm-hmm. So what is she saying? Did he just come back home and he was never missing is what she's trying to say?
I really don't know. I guess he just came back home. Someone found him randomly. I don't know. But I do know that David was out. He's such a weirdo. He was out there with his beard and his braids going live, talking about how he'd been searching for Jace for 2.5 hours. Listen, if I'm a kid that ran away from home because I got in trouble for whatever reason, it would be terrifying to think that man was searching the woods for me.
Oh my gosh.
But know what he did to the dog.
But I feel like it would be I find him very scary. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I do too.
David, I just feel like there's a lot where, like, we've heard so much, but I also feel like there's a lot we're not seeing.
We've heard so much.
Yeah.
Remember when she left him and moved to like Nashville a couple of years ago?
Yes, and then they got back together. So I don't even some of the kids in the middle of this nonsense. Which is why and then you took him from Barbara and now he's in this situation. It's like,
It's really unfortunate. I never heard stories about him running away from home when he was with Barbara.
Exactly. I saw another story today where she was like telling her mom to stop speaking. She's not speaking to her mom anymore because her mom keeps speaking to the press or something like that.
It's a mess. It's way too much drama.
So much drama all the time.
I think that it's really bad for the kids. All of them, not just, Jace is the oldest one. So obviously we're going to see him act out first.
Right.
But this is bad for all the kids.
Such sweet little kids too.
Yes.
Janelle is going to get back together with David. You know this, right?
I don't think they're split.
Right.
At this time. So, yeah, I don't think that she's going to leave him. I think that they are toxic and addicted to each other almost. Like, just big no thanks on that. But yeah, the vision of him bounding through the woods looking for the child. Oh my gosh.
His beard and his braids.
Nightmares. Yeah, with his little braids sticking out.
That is funny.
Oh, Lord.
Do you want to do Big Brother?
I would love to talk about Big Brother. It's been
loving Big Brother. Ugh.
We're only like 2 weeks. We're second week. We're second HOH. Second HOH is Hisam. He is very quickly becoming the villain this season.
Hisam is gonna get backdoored so badly because
there's already a plan. They're already talking about it. The thing is like they said that Riley came out way too fast, way too furious. She was doing too much, and then Hisam was like, "Watch my, hold my."
That was fast. watch
Right?
me. You know,
It was
that
so bad. We actually did an article about it. He was talking a bunch of trash about Frenchie from a couple of seasons ago.
Oh,
What's kind of funny is, Frenchie came in talking about all the great things he was going to do. Bless him, I love Frenchie. And obviously it didn't work out because it was too much too fast. And now when a HOH comes in doing too much too fast, they call it a Frenchie.
oh, it's a thing. It's a French. You know, I love it.
Frenchie.
How do you watch the show and say you're a fan of the show?
Big
Have
fan.
you learned nothing? He
Right.
was talking and he was like, yeah, you called my name, you mentioned my name, so you gotta go. And I was just like, sir, focus. They're gonna backdoor him, and I'm gonna be so happy because I would. By the way, that's my team. I'm with the bye bitches. Okay,
I like them. I like them.
like them, but the way this one is acting, this is the second HOH, and you're on a high. You know how much weeks you have to go?
I feel like until about the 5th HOH, you need to just be quiet. Like you can be HOH, but be cool.
Don't do too much.
Don't come out there like, hey, I'm in charge now.
And
Nobody likes bad management,
And you're in charge literally for like a week, sir. What are you gonna do after you're not in charge, after you behave like this? But Shawnee, I'm always confused. I don't know why they even let the other team know that they know they're a team. Because I would have just pretended like, oh, we know that you guys have grouped up. Oh, we know. I would not have said a word.
The fastest way to get your alliance broken up is to let the other people know about it.
Yeah, why would I say I know you're in an alliance and I know this person and that person and that?
Never.
What sign of the show? I would not have said a word.
Nope.
Even if I would have mentioned somebody like, I noticed you and Bob are very close. But am I gonna be like, I know you and Bob and Jenny and Frank and this is I saw nothing. I know nothing. I am just a tree.
Yep.
Walk past me as if I'm not here. Lay low.
If I knew that there was another alliance, if I knew everybody who was in it, I would not go next to them that I know.
What would I get?
Making my plans to pick them off.
But also, when you're thinking about it, what could the idea be in your brain that you would say that? Like what? Because what? All they're gonna do is put a target on you now.
Right. All I can imagine is probably insomnia, not enough sleep. You know how they do in the Big Brother house. There's no clocks. They stay up until the wee hours. They have to get
hilarious, Shawnee. They don't know what's happening.
I would have all kinds of craziness coming out of my mouth, walking around like a zombie. I wouldn't know what I was saying.
You're right. I'd probably just be talking a bunch of nonsense so much. Like, I'd be like a psychopath. So you know what? I'm not going to judge. But you know who was talking a lot to that other girl in the Bye Bye Bitches? And I was like, shut up. With the short hair. She went into the universe thing yesterday.
I don't know.
I came back. She was talking a lot at the beginning, and I'm like, shh.
Right?
But then Hisam came, and I was like, okay.
See, I'm a big talker, and you know this. I talk and talk and talk and talk. We could have like 3-hour Zooms.
Yeah, no. I'll talk.
Because I would give them everything. I tell them everything. I am not a vault. It's so bad.
No, I'm a vault.
I wouldn't even mean to. I would just be like, I'm sorry. I just told everybody about the whole alliance.
Dying. Never go on Big Brother. I'm like, Shawnee, what are you doing?
Let me just put it out there like this. I have zero aspirations to do reality TV ever in life, especially after all the years of covering it.
You know better.
Absolutely
better,
not.
Shawnee.
Way too much. Absolutely not. I know way too much about what goes on in front of the cameras, behind the scenes, production. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I would not say a word. I would just listen. I'm a listener. Like I will just sit and like the person is saying, I hear so-and-so is in an alliance. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
and I'm processing. I would not. Right. I'm like a...
You're a lot more observant than I am.
Yeah. I'm actually very observant. So I'll just Sit
And
back.
I'd be like telling everybody, I think those two are together, and I think those three are playing against me.
Oh, you think Shawnee and whatever in lines? I agree. Nope. Even if I agree, I'm not letting you know yet that I agree.
I would Frenchie my HOH.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's about all that happened in reality TV world this week. I was trying to think about what else happened, but
no, the world is talking about Bethenny and her madness and 90 Day.
Well, that's taking over the headlines everywhere. I think that's the number one story this week.
Yeah. Kyle today was speaking out against her. Kyle from Summer House. And I'm like, imagine a world where I agree with Kyle from Summer House. This is what Bethenny has done to me. No, right? Kyle are agreeing.
Everybody's speaking out, trying to keep their jobs now.
Stop, please.
Right?
I mean, he was just pointing out the Raquel thing and be like, you're not, but this is exactly, did you pay her for the interview? How are you saying? I was like, yes, Kyle, I agree, sadly.
Agree, yeah. Most outlets do not pay people for interviews. Podcasts do not pay people for interviews. In my opinion, I think it's ethically irresponsible to pay for interviews. Because I think
so too. Because they're just going to come up with a story now because they know they can't just get paid to make up some random.
Genuine information.
Yeah.
However, you cannot have a conversation about how a person is being exploited while you profit from them.
While you're exploiting them. Yeah. And I bet she kind of plugged it long before and, kind of say, guess who I have coming on? Yeah. Ooh,
Now, here's a theory that I've heard from Perez Hilton, who, again, I'm not a huge fan. I think he's kind of about as reliable as Bethenny.
Yes.
But he basically said that he believes Bethenny needs money. She's a big multimillionaire or whatever, but is she? She has a very expensive life. And she's got 2 big podcasts. She does all this stuff on TikTok. She's literally everywhere but on our TV screens lately. What motivation would she have aside from her own profit because she needs money to do any of this?
Because what's the point of all of this? But also, you could be right. But also, Bethenny has like 10 podcasts, Shawnee. She has several. When I went on my podcasting yesterday, there was like about 4 different podcasts that she has. She has one about the housewives, even though she bashes the housewives constantly. Yeah. She literally has, and it's so boring, by the way. Like, I think it's called Rewind. Housewives Rewind.
Housewives Rewind. Reality. Yeah, Housewives.
It is so lame and boring.
Is she afraid to make enemies? I bet that's why. I bet she's afraid to say what she needs to say about certain people because she doesn't want to make enemies.
Then she has Just Be. Then she has another one. And none of them are like really breaking anything. Like, they're just there, but she keeps pushing them out. So something is happening. I wouldn't be like shocked if that was the case.
Right. Well, that's why she wants residuals. I'll tell you this, I would be a lot more willing to sign up for reality TV and do some really embarrassing things if I knew that every time they played that episode, I got paid for it.
Listen, trust me. Like Nene would be rich because they play Nene's clips. Nene has such funny little, I mean, she would be rolling in dough.
Right.
If,
Right. Yeah. I think she's better than Bethenny though. At least she's got her boutique and her restaurant. She's busy.
Yeah. And also she's not bragging and telling, I mean, she kind of does, but not as much to shove it on her throat about how rich she is and how they do have some similarities now that I'm saying this.
They have a lot of similarities.
Now that it's coming out.
Last week that she should have been as big as Kim Kardashian, okay?
Yeah, I heard that.
They used to rub shoulders back in the day, like anyway.
Yeah, but also though, I will say, I don't have a problem with her saying that because why can't she be as big as Big Kardashian? Kim Kardashian is not God, so what?
I mean, she doesn't work as hard as Kim. I'm gonna get flamed for this. She doesn't work as hard as Kim. Kim works hard.
She does. That's one thing I've heard about the Kardashians is that they work
nonstop. And
that's about Teresa too. Teresa Giudice. I hear that about her all the time too. Like when it comes to working, she just does what she needs to do. Yeah.
Right. You can't be mad at people for that. Like, I know a lot of people say like Kim doesn't do the, you know, the Kardashians are rich famous for no reason. They work, they have brands, they have sponsorships, they have all this stuff that they've built up around themselves in this reality show.
Yeah, man, they do.
They work from like they get up before the sun comes up and they work. And
they do. They definitely do. I'm not one of those persons that like they don't do anything. They work.